Alright, just making sure the connection is usually good. Let's get this all started. That's what we want. I say let's just jump straight in. So, I hope you guys are... I hope you're excited as much as I'm excited. I had to. Once I... you know how I found this news? On my PlayStation app. That's how I found out the news. I mean, I didn't watch the trailer. So, of course, you're going to see my reaction on the trailer, and I mean, come on. Yeah. I think this goes without saying. Let's freaking do this. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Make sure this is in 4K. Hold on. It's just so soon. I was not expecting it to just appear so soon. But, I mean, you gotta get us hyped for the state of play. They're saying this is gonna be a big deal. I'm setting my expectations to medium to low because of how the other state of plays have been. But I think I'll have enough time to actually stream it live. Am I excited? Yeah, you better believe I'm excited. But for the time being, let's actually do some Elden Ring. That kind of rhymed. That was weirdly... It's kind of weird that that rhymed. Anyway.
Seekers of redemption, you were chosen. Band together and prepare to claim
You know it!
the life of the Night Lord.
That is such a great prelude and preview. This is an auspicious day. Oh, Elden Ring. Elden Ring, let's go! Sorry, I had to say it like that, but we get more Elden Ring galore. I mean, Elden Ring... Oh my gosh. Shadow of the Erd Tree just came out last year. And then, of course, Elden Ring came out in 2022, but we've been getting some Elden Ring galore, and it's not let up. Ever since 2022, we just been getting a lot of Elden Ring. We didn't even have to wait that long for Shadow of the Erd Tree. It came out 2 years, and they could take their time. And are they okay to take their time? I mean, yeah, because no one expected this. It could suck, but considering their track record, I'm a little bit hype. I'm so hype. Who am I kidding? I'm an Elden Ring fan. I put close to 100+ hours in the main OG vanilla campaign. So yeah, you best believe I'm so in. I won't get this day one, not like the original Elden Ring, but yeah, this might be on my wish list. And me and Doc were just talking about it too. So the fact that it's coming out in May 29th of 2025 for $40 for the regular edition or standard edition, and then there's a deluxe edition for $54.99. with additional DLC, whatever it is, and digital art book, mini soundtrack, and bonus gesture, it's rating as you saw. What do I get the trailer? The trailer itself, I hate to say it, and yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. We have to see an execution. You can show us all this cool, awesome, wonderful Elden Ring galore, but the execution is the final say-so. But I can see why Elden Ring NightReign had to do May 30th, 2025. No one wants to be near GTA 5. GTA 6. No one wants to be near, like, law is a long road. No one wants to be near Grand Theft Auto 6. That trailer is still blowing up to this very day. People are going to lose their freaking minds when we get a release date on Grand Theft Auto 6. everyone has to put their release dates far away from Grand Theft Auto 6 because if you're the unlucky video game that's going to be near Grand Theft Auto 6, oh man, help you. You're going to be screwed. It's because you're going to be, your video game is going to be overshadowed by the biggest game of 2025. I guarantee you, Grand Theft Auto 6, it's going to win a lot of Game of the Years because people have been waiting for it, including myself. I'm hyped for this. I'm excited for this. But it makes sense why they have to release it before Grand Theft Auto 6. Nobody wants to be a contender in the same month that Grand Theft Auto 6. Whoever it is, man, help them. Help them. Alright. Yeah, watch it again. Watch it again. Alright. Stuff that we already seen before.
Seekers of redemption.
That's stuff we've seen before too.
Chosen.
That's stuff we've seen before too. Now that's new. We didn't see this character. We saw her in the reveal trailer. We just didn't see her like in execution or just perform an action. So it's cool to see her finally perform a move. Is it pretty cool? Are people going to pick this character classes? I would want to try this out. Are we going to get a demo? Kind of wish we get a demo, but it's okay.
Bound together and prepared to claim the life of the Night Lord.
It's short, it's sweet, and it's to the point, but we have to see an execution. That's the main selling point. If it's to the high caliber and quality that pretty much FromSoftware is known for since Demon's Souls, man, they have come a long way. But if it's to the caliber, if we really want to just focus on Elden Ring, if it's to that caliber that they delivered, they showed and they absolutely crushed it in 2022, then yeah, absolutely. We're all going to be hyped for it when this comes out. I know people, well, actually, let's look at the comments. I mean, that's the most important thing. I don't want to give it a like because they just showed us the same thing that we've already seen before. So this is nothing new. All right, let's see what the comments are saying briefly. And then to also kind of like pass the time, we're going to absolutely go ahead. Yep, exactly. Yep. I haven't fought the Nameless King. To this day, I know where he's at. I just haven't gone that far in that stage to fight the Nameless King. So I'm kind of the rare few who hasn't fought him yet. People pretty much, they get salty. He's that wake-up call boss. He's that hard boss. So I'm gotta go back to Dark Souls 3 just to fight him. But I've been too busy with the DLC. Anyway. Yeah, of course people... But there was no choice. They had absolutely no choice but to put a release date far away from Grand Theft Auto 6. They had no choice. Alright, let's see. Okay. Soldier of God, Rick. Wait, God Rick? Wait, did they bring him out? Oh my gosh. He gave me PTSD in terms of Elden Ring. Oh, man. Yeah, that looked like Kingdom Hearts. But I haven't seen a lot of negative reaction unless you're not a FromSoftware or Souls-like. The OG Souls-like. If you don't like them, then you're not going to stick with it. So I get that. Okay. But, yeah, I was expecting this to kind of show up in fall. Like, estimate, I was expecting late summer, like Shadow of Erdtree, or, like, kind of beginning of fall. Way too far away from Grand Theft Auto 6. Away from it. But the fact that it's coming out in May, that's a pretty good time period. And at a reasonable price. It's not a steep asking price like Shadow of the Erdtree. It's a pretty reasonable asking price for that huge DLC that you're going to get what you're being paid for. And you're gonna get what you're paid for too. You're just getting more Elden Ring, but a 3-person co-op with fighting old bosses from previous FromSoftware games. What's not to love? Yeah, I think this is a good prelude before we get to the state of play. So PlayStation needs to cook. They need to cook because of the Concord fiasco, the live service fiasco. Herman Hulse kind of promoted, Jim Ryan promoting live service nonstop. Oh yeah, and the PlayStation Service Network that was down for 24 hours. It's not a big deal to me, but it did piss a lot of people off that I've seen in the comments and Twitters and other videos. Yeah, it was not good. So they need to win. They need to win. They need to guarantee. They need to guarantee. If they screw up, we're all gonna just not buy their consoles or any other PlayStation properties because we'll still buy them, but we won't be like buying exclusive PlayStation games. I feel like we will, or we won't be in a rush to. Let me just put it that way. Yeah, man. Yeah. I thought beginning of fall or kind of late summer, but the fact that we're getting in May, that's pretty good. That's really good. And for still a reasonable asking price, that you can't ask for anything more than that. That's they gave us what we wanted. All right, so now the next thing in terms of that, we're gonna pretty much play some old From Software made music. Why? Because why not? Here we go. All right, well, guys, you're gonna see me get nostalgia because this is stuff from like, gosh, my first game was Demon Souls. My first game was Demon Souls. Man, this service has come a long way. I was one of the rare people who actually enjoy a From Software game. Nobody. It was a cult classic. People still enjoy Demon Souls immensely, but no one could understand the potential of what it like the kind of waves they made back in 2009 when Demon Souls. Yeah, I was one of those rare few, and man, I enjoyed every single moment of it, except for the final boss of Demon Souls. But that's besides the point. Let's let the From Software music or the From Software nostalgia play. Here we go. Oh man, this brings me back. Yeah, Demon Souls, Demon Souls the original. I know there are some purists, as I love to call them, but There are some people who enjoy the original Demon Souls, kind of like, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. Yeah, but basically, yeah, you're pretty screwed from the opening main music. I think it did an effective way. It really emphasized on the horror themes of what you're going to be facing in terms of Demon Souls, and it earned its title. It fit the title. You knew you were pretty much screwed from the get go. You knew you were heading into something that you were, if you were already an RPG fanatic or JRPG, chances is when you heard that big music, you're like, what am I stepping into? This music is hauntingly beautiful, but I am pretty utterly screwed. They did well. I think with the Latin choir or the choir playing in the background and just having the haunting theme when you're about to start the game or start the game, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's ooh, yeah. But in terms of the main theme, I give it a 10. I think the cinematics back in the day absolutely was a fantastic intro. And the music by itself is a 10 out of 10. It just did exceptionally well for what it was. All right, well, let's let the other main thing, or the remake play. But yeah, this was easily a 10 out of 10, obviously. All right, so Demon Souls remake. The purists who played the original Demon Souls like I did, it might be a complete turnoff. It doesn't match the perfection of the original Demon Souls. Completely understand. But for me, it's still a 10 out of 10. I like the modern rendition, or I'm trying to say modern, the modern, I don't know how to describe it. I love what they did with it. I like the rearrangement, the modern rearrangement. That's what I'm trying to say. I like what they. It's still Demon Souls, but they put it in the coolest way, and it fits the kind of like remake aspect for it. It sounds still has a horror aspect, but it puts it in the epic nature. It's so cool. It's absolutely cool. And the cinematics just gets a visual overhaul that absolutely fits, and it's still like as soon as you hear the first notes, you're like, "I'm back to Demon Souls, baby!" And it's so cool. It's absolutely. You love the new modern arrangement. You love the musical accompaniment evolving. It just feels like they love the composer, love Demon Soul, respect it, the new composer, and he just hiding it with the new visuals and the new like, hey, you're going back to Demon Souls. You're just gonna have that re-experience with nostalgic, but we're gonna give you a modern experience that you wanted. You know you want it. You didn't think you needed it, but you want it. Yeah, 10 out of 10, easily. All right, now this one is kind of my man college days. Here's the next one. Okay, so Dark Souls. For musical composition, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 because it's very simplistic. So, but for nostalgic sake, man, just hearing that from Demon Souls, the haunting, like, you are screwed and you should run for your freaking lives, to the calming, like, oh, yeah, yeah, you're in for something special, but we're going to do the calm before the storm. And then it's such a weird juxtaposition from Demon Soul, the haunting Demon Soul theme, to the calm, melancholy Dark Souls. And it absolutely works because you don't expect of what you're going to. It's kind of like a lightning in the bottle that no one was expected to just go absolutely crazy with popularity, but Dark Souls nailed it. It's a 9 out of 10 for his main thing because compared to Demon Souls, I guess you could say it's a step down, but man, yeah, for nostalgic sake and just that calm before you know you're screwed, and then the awesome, amazing intro, yeah, 9 out of 10. I it still holds weight, but not as much as the other ones. All right, well, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so Dark Souls 2, to give you a little bit of commentary, that's my thing. Also gets a 9 out of 10. I like it slightly better than Dark Souls. It just has that, like, you think it's gonna go to the haunting nature of Demon Souls, but then it goes to more melancholy and just like a little bit more peaceful. I like it slightly better, just slightly better than Dark Souls. I think Dark Souls for nostalgic, but Dark Souls 2 is just that underrated like main menu theme. It felt like it was another natural evolution in terms of this main theme of you're going to something different for Dark Souls 2. You just don't know what to expect also. I think that's what FromSoftware main menu themes do well. They give you a tone, they give you a presentation in terms of this music of like the tone they were setting, and then when you get to the main game, you're just like, yep, that absolutely fits. And Dark Souls 2, it absolutely fit too because even though it's kind of the least favorite of everybody in terms of like the Soul series, yeah, I actually did enjoy it. But yeah, I think its main menu theme fits whatever it was trying to go for. It was definitely the weirdest From Software game of the Soulsborne and whatever we're calling it now. But yeah, it's kind of that underrated hit that you can just hear it and go to sleep to it in terms of like just sleeping. All right, well, let's just rush through the other one. And we got a few more things, and oh, yeah, this is one of my favorite ones. And yeah, it still hits, it still slaps. It's so fire. All right, here we go. Yeah, that is pure Dark Souls. This just feels like the apocalypse is coming. I mean, there's no other way to sugar what Dark Souls 3 was doing. It did exceptionally well. It's one of my top 5 main menu themes because it's instantly 10 out of 10. It's such a 10 out of 10. This is pure Dark Souls 101. There's a reason why Dark Souls 3 is beloved by fans. Not only is it the ending title of the Dark Souls trilogy, it just feels like this is the ending chapter. It did it exceptionally well. From the choir to the like dancing, almost like the music, it's dancing like we are heading to the end. We might as well have a Souls like to the end. It just did exceptionally well from the music to the atmosphere, for setting the tone, from pretty much the violins that really go legendary in terms of the musical piece. It outshines Dark Souls 1 and 2, period. It's one of my favorite Dark Souls main menu theme, straight up. It's even better than Demon Souls 1. I don't know how it did, but I love coming back to Dark Souls 3 just to hear it, and I let it go in a loop because, guys, come on. You were the one who listened to Dark Souls 3 nonstop. Alright, because the state of play is hurried up, let's actually just do a quick run of the next FromSoftware, but we're going to only do a few seconds, and then we'll give some quick commentary because we got to get to the state of play because, you know, it's about to go live in a few minutes. Next one. Hold on. All right, Bloodborne instantly going to be 10 out of 10. It sets the Victorian gothic horror that they're doing. It harkens back to Demon Souls straight up. It's a 10 out of 10. Also, it's also one of my top 5 in terms of the From Software main menu, Soulsborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. It's up there. It's it's not just the tone, the haunting theme. Bloodborne is one of those iconic main menu things. There's a reason why we have asked for a remake and a remaster for a good while now. We want to see 60 FPS for this pretty much fantastic game. That would be chef's kiss if they do it. If they do it at the state of play, we'll all shut up. As for Bloodborne fans, we'll shut up because of that iconic theme. So from the theme, from the Victorian Gothic horror musical accompaniments, the kind of like haunting woman who's saying, oh, it really sells the horror aspect that they're trying to sell. And it is one of the really iconic things for the Front Software. Okay, we gotta hurry up because it's state of play in 10 minutes. So we better freaking go. Alright, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. It's one of those iconic things too. It's easily a 10 out of 10. As soon as they got to Dark Souls 3, they were not missing. They were absolutely not missing with the main menu thing. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is just another long list of iconic things too. The samurai nature that they were going for, that from that software or Soulsborne were absolutely like dipping their toe in, they just didn't fully commit. And so when we got an actual samurai Soulsborne, we all lost our freaking minds. And of course, the music is fantastic in Sekiro, so it absolutely fits the Japanese culture, samurai specifically, that it's going for. It's amazing every single moment. And it just feels like the theme fits Wolf so well because he's that lone samurai, and of course they're going to have something so majestic and so beautiful when we get to his main menu. And they nailed it. They did it. They crushed it. They so crushed it. Alright, now let's get to the last main theme. And the other one, we're not going to have time for because of the state of play, but you know what it is. Come on! It's Elden! It slaps every time. It's easily a 10 out of 10. Do the Elden dance. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoy FromSoftware, nostalgic of what we have been doing. And so we're going to head straight to the state of play. Enjoy the rest of Elden Ring. And of course, you can leave that like, comment, or subscribe. I will see you at the state of play. Have a good one, everybody. Of course, this wasn't my contact, so I'm going to show you the person who was responsible for that. So, Tomito. This was actually a compilation that he did, so I should actually start with that, but I wanted to absolutely acknowledge this person because they're the ones who did the compilation. I very much appreciate that, so I can at least give my commentary of pretty much for the FromSoftware things that still slaps to this very day. Of course, Elden Ring is at my favorite, but my absolute favorite is always gonna be Bloodborne. Bloodborne is always gonna be my top main menu thing, and then Elden Ring, and then there are other specific Soulsborne. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, definitely support Tomito because this was his original content. But otherwise, leave a like, comment, or subscribe. What do you think about Elden Ring NightReign having a release date? And what do you think about the main menu things? Alright, I will see you at the state of play. Have a good one, everybody.